Hey friends, if you want non-stop color, happy pollinators, and plants that actually pull their own weight in the garden, man, you need to plant this combo. We're gonna have some fun up here at the chicken coop planting our summer trio of annuals to give the girls a gorgeous space, because chickens should have a beautiful place to live as well, don't you think? So we're gonna have some fun up here in the garden. Y'all, I'm super excited about this combo because it is going to give me huge impact of color and structure. And the girls are gonna love it because one, it's pretty, and two, it is going to give them some shade this summer. So join me as we plant a thriller, filler, and spiller in the landscape. Every spring I have the most fun planting directly in front of the chicken coop because it brings us big pops of color that we can see from a distance. This space is definitely a full sun garden. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning and you can see how much sun it gets, and it will stay in the full sun until the sun sets. There is no irrigation on this bed, so I have got to have really tough plants that can handle those tougher conditions with the full sun, no continuous water unless I water them or it rains, and then it is on a hill, so it's very well draining. So these are the plants that I have to put in that can really handle these conditions. I already have 3 of the butterfly candy little grape buddleias. So you were with me the other day when I pruned these. They are coming out and shooting out new growth. So this is fantastic. So I have 3 of them on the front and then 1 of them on the corner over there. So I have a total of 4. Little grape is going to be in that 2 to 3 foot tall and wide, and a nice deep purple. I'm planting 3 plants, but they're going to give me massive impact. Let's take a look. To begin with, that's going to give us one of a huge impact, of course, is Suncredible Yellow Reblooming Sunflower from Proven Winners. Y'all, I love this sunflower. Here in the south, in my garden, it can easily get to that 3 foot to 4 foot range and continuously produces these beautiful classic little miniature sunflowers. They are perfect for vases. The more you cut, the thicker and fuller the plant gets, and it produces more flowers. So we're going to put these guys in towards the back to give us that nice big pop of color and structure. Now with Suncredibles, a few go a long way because they do get in that 3 foot to 4 foot here in the south because we have such a long growing season, tall and wide. Now if you're in a cooler zone and your growing season is going to be shorter than mine, then yes, you're not going to get as much height on your Suncredible sunflowers. I encourage people where in this region to put them in the landscape. That way they can grow to their full potential, or give them a nice big pot. Now, not only are these going to give us beautiful flowers, but the pollinators go nuts over this because they are pollenless. That means they don't produce the pollen, which is great because you can bring them in as a cut flower and it won't make a mess of, in your house. However, it still has tons of nectar in it. And so the bees, honeybees, love this plant. They will go all over it. Another reason that I like to plant some taller things here at the chicken coop is because my girls need a little bit of shade. Now y'all, yes, the chicken coop is covered. They always have some shade at some part in the chicken run. But the more that I can give them in July and August, the better it is. So Suncredible Yellow, big impact, gorgeous colors, and makes everybody happy. Next up, we have Rockin Blue Suede Salvia. Now, she is not blooming yet, but she's got buds on her, so it is not going to be long. Your Rockin Salvias, they earn their name because they bloom non-stop from spring all the way through a frost and a freeze. They will get nice and big, 30 to 40 inches tall. They really do, y'all. Give them the room, especially when you have a longer growing season like I do. Blue Suede Shoes gives me gorgeous tubular blue flowers that the hummingbirds go nuts over. Your honeybees, your bumblebees, they love it as well. And then you have this gorgeous green foliage. In the beginning, I would encourage you to kind of pinch them back a little bit so that way they, get nice and thick. Just 1 or 2 times early on because we want that nice big branching. But if you're looking to attract those hummingbirds and the pollinators, you need Rockin Blue Suede Shoes. Because those two are definitely my big ones, right? These are my huge impact. I'm going to kind of alternate. I'm not really going to put one in front of the other. We're kind of do a little bit of a window pane. That way they just all flow in together, and it will create like a hedge here in front of the coop, which means more shade for the girls. Now, we gotta have that spiller. You can do a thriller filler spiller in the landscape, absolutely. And so when you have such vigorous, strong plants like this, stick them in the landscape. Let them work to their maximum potential. So if I'm gonna put a big petunia in the ground, what am I doing? That's right, I'm doing a Vista. This year we're going with white. Let it pop from a distance. So Supertunia Vista Snowdrift. Supertunia Vista Snowdrift, y'all, gets its name for kind of obvious reasons. It is a pure white flower. Absolutely gorgeous. Now down in there it may have a little bit of a green veining, but it is a pure white flower. And since it is a Vista, it is going to be nice and vigorous. With those gorgeous pure white flowers, it's going to be about up to 2 feet tall and spread about the same, 2 to 3 feet wide. So this is going to be a massive impact. And yes, we are going to plant them in mass and use as much available space as I can to have all 3 of these great, hardy, tough, high-performing annuals here in front of the chicken coop. Now, before I get started and before I lay out any of the plants, I am going to add some soil to this space. Because this is always an annual bed, every time I pull out annuals, even though I try to get soil off, obviously I'm going to lose some soil. So what we're going to do is we're just going to top dress with the Black Gold Ultra Outdoor Planting Mix. This is a great blend of has compost, it's got earthworm castings, it has all the things in it. You can plant directly into it, or you can just amend your soil like what I'm doing. So I'm going to grab a couple of bags and lay it out, kind of build up, so that way I have more room for my plants and more delicious soil for those roots to really get nice and happy in there. And also, since this is not on irrigation, that Ultra Outdoor Planting Mix, it really does help retain the moisture since it has that compost in it. So once I get that laid down, then I can come back and lay out my plants. I'll do all that and I'll meet you back here. My friends, the bed has been prepped and I have laid down the plants as far as where I want them to go. Let me show you where I put all the plants and let me kind of explain to you my design process. Here on the corner, I have a David Austin. This is a climbing red rose. So I was just kind of keep it simple right here, and I put 3 of the Vista Snowdrift. Now y'all, I'm just gonna go ahead and warn you, I am not playing. I am jamming this full because it is in the landscape, and obviously when you plant in the landscape, you've got unlimited amount of space for those roots to grow. So we are going big. What I did is I went ahead and kind of centered it with the rose. 1 dead center forward and then 2 off to the side. And then of course we have the little grape there on the corner. And then coming around underneath the hanging basket, we have 1 of the Rockin Blue Suede Shoes. It really depends on which angle that you look at it as far as how it's placed. But I was looking at it from the front, so we put it there, and then I did 3 of the snowdrifts. You're gonna notice that I put the snowdrifts in groups of 3. So big impact right there. Coming down, I leave them them plenty of room in front of little grape so that there's nobody in front of that. And then, like I said, I'm going big. I did 2 of the Suncredibles next to each other, and y'all, like right on cue, look at this sweet little honeybee. I was laying the plants out, and she was hanging out on the blooms as I was moving them. So I've got 3 here with the Suncredibles. Now y'all, I know they're spaced a little funky, but trust me when I say in a couple of weeks, it is not gonna matter, because you are not going to see individual plants, you're going to see a mass. And I'm going big or going home. So I've got 3 of the Rockins. I did this on each side. I want to have a mass of salvia. I want my hummingbirds to be so happy that they never want to leave my garden and go visit anybody else. These salvias are going to do it. So then we just repeat back and forth. It's symmetrical, right? So 2 Suncredibles, 3 Vistas. Then you've got a butterfly bush. Then we go back and repeat. 2, 3, 3, and so forth. And then down here on the end, repeated that same side as we have on the other end with the 1 salvia and then the 3 Vista snowdrifts right here. So this is going to be very quickly a mass of gorgeous color, blooms, structure, height, pollinators, hummingbirds, you name it, they are going to be happy and be here in this flower bed. Now, what we're going to do is get them in the ground. Before we get them in the ground, just one quick little thing. We need to feed the plants, right? So food equals flowers. 1, this is not on irrigation. Hot, very dry, typically on a slope. So I need really strong root growth. So I'm gonna use my biotone. Always use my biotone. And then I've got the Proven Winners continuous release fertilizer. That's the shaky pellety kind. So I will put that in the hole as well. Y'all, you can put it in the hole with the plants, or you can put it on top of the soil. It's, 6 of one, a half a dozen of the other. The plants do not care. Trust me, I've done it both ways for years on literally thousands of plants. They do not care. Because this is around the chicken coop and we have a predator guard, which is basically chicken wire that is buried underneath the coop so critters can't come in and dig and go in and hurt the girls. I am not going to be using my Jenny's Edition auger. This is nice and tilty because I just obviously put that soil in. So I'm going to use my Hori Hori and just drop them in. This should go super, super fast. I think what I'm going to do for time's sake is go and sprinkle the biotone and the continuous release around the plants first. And then that way when I'm digging them in, all that fertilizer will go in. That'll just be speed up the process just a little bit faster for me. Okay friends, so all of the plants are in the ground and the bed is mulched. Jerry came up here to help me real quick and is doing some watering for me. So yes, everything is in. Y'all, this is going to be spectacular. I have absolutely no doubt. The honeybees were already all over those Suncredible sunflowers, and they are going to have a lovely summer up here. So let me show it to you up close. Of course, everybody got the biotone, like I said, and that continuous release fertilizer, and then that nice thick layer of mulch. If you're not mulching your annual beds, you are just missing out on a great assistant in the garden, because not only does it help prevent weeds, they don't germinate as well through the mulch, but it also is going to retain a ton of moisture Not to mention, it makes it look really pretty. The plants respond super well to being mulched, and then having that ultra outdoor planting mix is just a whole nother layer of nutrition and water retention for these annuals. It is going to be, like I said, an absolutely gorgeous summer up here at the chicken coop. Now, as far as Thirsty Thursday, it is that is the day that we have deemed here at Creekside to go ahead and water-soluble fertilize all of our annuals, because the annuals are such heavy feeders, especially your supers, Supertunia, Super Bells, Super Benas, and they need lots of food, whether you put them in a container or the landscape. So doing that water-soluble fertilizer is going to keep that nice, rich green foliage and then give you tons of flowers. So full disclosure, I'm not going to do the fertilizing today. I only have one to do. That would be this little basket right here. There we go. That is the Super Bells double grapefruit. Today is hair day, and I am running behind schedule. And 'tis the season that it is hot, and I've already got my hanky out because Jenny is glistening like a true Southern gardener. And so I have got to get a quick bath before I go get my hair done. So we will put a pause in Thirsty Thursday for this container, and we'll do them on, one of you sweet viewers said feed them Friday. I love it. So anyway, feed your plants, people. As always, if you found this fun, informative, inspiration, if you have found one plant that you love, then our job is a success. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.